All right, guys, welcome back to Middle Class Reactions. Trump just got done addressing the nation. I'm going over it and kind of skipping through the just fat of the speech that you don't need to really hear. Um, the first probably third of it is just Trump doing his normal Trump thing. I'm amazing. Past presidents are terrible. Iran nuclear deal bad. They've been obliterated. You know the normal spiel. This is where he gets into the objectives, which is what I actually want to talk about. So we're gonna play this, and I'm just gonna let him talk, and then I'm gonna add what I want to in at the end. Here's what the president just said.
I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent children from ever face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I've traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people, their loved ones said, "Please, sir, please finish the job," every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. This short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest.
All right, and this is where he goes into the economy, which I'm going to do a separate video on after this. But so that's what he just said about the about Operation Epic Fury. So let's just go over a few of these real quick, because one of the things he said is that the Navy's been destroyed. That's half true. The warships have been destroyed, and most of them have been sunk, if not all of them at this point. But the one thing that hasn't been done is that the IRGC wing of the Iranian military, their Navy is still fully alive and well. That's who's doing a lot of these ship launched drones. That's who is threatening to mine the Strait of Hormuz. Whether that's actually been, whether that's actually been done or not, who knows? But we know they have the mines, and we know they have the boats to put them out. So there's that. And that's a lot of who's keeping the Strait of Hormuz shut down right now is the IRGC branch of the Navy. So their Navy is not gone. The ballistic missiles thing, that's just straight up a lie. That's just not true. The White House came out and said 86% of the missile capability of Iran's been destroyed. The Pentagon then came out earlier this week and said it's a third, so 30%. That's a massive difference, guys. And also, just think about this logically. Iran is still decimating a lot of the oil reserves, a lot of the water salination plants, a lot of the oil storage places. Like, they're still hitting a lot of these places, and they're doing it with insane effectiveness, and they're doing it with drones and with missiles. And they're still hitting cargo ships that are trying to go through the strait without the Iranian permission. So it's just not true that their missiles have been, or as Trump said, mostly used up or defeated. That's just not true. To such a point, we're running out of American Patriot THAAD anti-missile missiles and launchers. We're running out. Like, we're pulling some from NATO, we've pulled some from South Korea, we've pulled some from other Middle Eastern bases with U.S. troops on them. We've pulled them so we can take them to Israel. And again, none of this is whether you're a fan of the war, not a fan of the war, this is just fact. This is not opinion, this is just fact. So it's just not, when he says that their missiles have been defeated, that's just not the case. And on the nuclear side of things, we haven't got their enriched uranium that they've enriched up to 60%. We haven't gotten it yet. They moved it into a bunker that, per the Iranian media and per the Iranian government, they put it in a mountain built to withstand the GBU-35 bunker busters. Whether that's true or not, who knows? But we don't have them yet. So they're no further away now from being able to get to a nuclear weapon than they were when we started all this nonsense. And then one thing that wasn't in this clip right here, but Trump did mention earlier, is he was talking about how the Obama nuclear deal was so terrible, and how he was so, his words, he's so proud that he was able to be the one to tear that deal up. What a lot of people don't know about that deal, which it had its problems for sure. Its biggest problem was that it gave the Iranians like $1 billion in cash, and that it didn't have a sunset clause, or that it had a sunset clause, which means it had an endpoint. Those were the two big deals that were the big negatives out of it, which are 100% are negatives. Part of that deal, part of the arrangement there, is that Iran had to join the non-proliferation treaty, which Iran signed. Israel has not signed. Throwing that out there. And that they had to be a part of the JPCOA, which is it's pretty much a group that lets auditors come in and audit the Iranian nuclear holding facilities. And in the Iranian nuclear deal, the Obama-Iran nuclear deal, it said that if America left the deal, that then Iran could enrich up to 60%. Trump tore up the Iran nuclear deal, and then Iran enriched up to 60%. They did what the nuclear deal said they could do. A lot of people don't realize that. That's an important key note here. So I don't know. He's saying that, this has been such a military win. I'm real curious what the win is here. We've destroyed a third of their missiles, so they still have 60% of their missiles left per our Pentagon. They're still, hammering Middle Eastern countries and Middle Eastern bases, U.S. bases. We did kill the Ayatollah Khamenei, which now there's a new Ayatollah Khamenei. It's his son. And now his son, who has a dead wife, dead kids, dead dad, all due to the United States, is now in charge. Now, we haven't heard from him. Rumors are he's in critical condition in Russia. That's the rumors. But none of these, besides the Navy one, you could argue the naval one's been done, but no other objective's been done here. This isn't a win. Like, none of this is a win. And when this first started, the White House said this would be weeks, not months. Well, Trump said this is a month in. No. This is almost 5 weeks in, which means we're about a week and a half away from it being 2 months long. And in this speech, he says that we're going to go at least another 2 or 3 weeks. So they keep stretching out the timeline, which is the same thing they did in Iraq back in 2003. So don't let his rambling just, kind of get to you. Research the stuff for your own, guys. Luckily, he didn't announce. Well, props to him. He didn't announce that we're going to go put boots on the ground on Karg Island, which is what was a possibility here. But he also didn't pull us out. So he said we're going to keep going until all the objectives are done, and that's including the nuclear thing here. This is the important thing. Does that mean that we're going to keep going until we have the enriched uranium? Who knows? So that is that part of the Trump speech. He's about to go into the economy, which I'm going to do a separate video on. But that's the important part of that section of the speech. So like, share, subscribe, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch y'all next time.